Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to continue my series, right? The astrology series we were going through, and today I'm going to teach you another thing I need to talk about. That is the aspect of any planet. Like when we have a planet in, say, let's say it's in the first house or any houses, it aspects several different other houses. So if you have some planet on some house, it will have effect on several other houses. So you have 9 planets, right? We talked about it, and you have 12 houses. So those 9 planets will be wherever in your chart according to the sky, night sky. If you have a planet in front of a constellation, we write it in the chart, right? In the horoscope chart, and we interpret that. I told you this, and I told you how to look your own horoscope. But if you have a planet in, say, in the first house, it affects on several different other houses too. So that's like more, I would say, advanced something to remember. Because like let's say sun is in the first house. So sun on the first house in some constellation, some sign, right? There are 12 constellations. So some sun may be in Leo. Let's say sun is in Leo on the first house. But that sun, so that's first house, it aspects third from that house. So third from that house would be like you count 3. Like Leo, that's the first house. So what is the second house? What is the next sign after Leo? That would be Virgo. Virgo, that's the second from Leo. You know what I mean? Second from Leo. What is the next sign after Virgo? It would be Libra. So if you have sun in Leo, it would have effect, the sun's effect, not other effect, not other planets' effect. Sun's effect from third from that house, third from that sign. Sun is aspecting, we call it aspect, or you can say like the sun's effect or something. You have that effect or aspect from third from the sun's position of a horoscope. So let's say sun is in Leo, so then it will have effect from third from Leo. So third from the first house. What is third from the first house? First, second, third. First, second, third. Like second from first house is second, third from the first house is third. So Leo, if you have sun is in Leo, it aspects Libra. The sun is aspecting Libra, or third house of that individual. Let me explain this using some drawing a chart here. So let me show you my screen. Paint. So I hope you can see this. So let's say we have a chart here. Let me draw a chart. So you have so all right. This one will be right here. All right. Oop. That's too much. Yeah. Now we got some chart. So I could just draw these right here. Yeah, something like this, right? So I'm not a good artist, so I will just should say that. So let's erase. Oop. Yes, the eraser. All right. All right. So we have this thing. All right. So in this chart, this is the first house. This is second. Let me. So this is first house, the second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house. This is actually sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house, 12th house. So this is how a chart interpreted, defined. Right, so it goes from left hand rotation. You rotate left hand side, you call it counterclockwise, right? Counterclockwise, and this is how you why can't I? So whatever, that's fine. So you this is how you draw a horoscope chart, right? And you have let's say you have some planet, let's say sun is in first house. So yes, yeah, let me write it orange. You have sun here. So why can't I undo this thing? Just a minute. Trying to figure this thing out. All right, now it finally works. All right, so we have some planet here. Let's say sun. If you have sun here, that's right, sun is in the first house. So this is first, right? So sun is here. Let's say sun is on the first house, right? What is second from the first house? That is this one. What is third from the first house? This one. What is fourth from the first house? This house. Second from this first house is this one. Third from this one is this one. Fourth from the first house is this one. So this is how we say in astrological terms. Like let's say you have some planet here, Mars on fourth house. All right. What is second from Mars? What is the second house from Mars? That is actually this house right here. What is seventh from Mars? Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. This is the house. Seventh from Mars. Seventh from Mars. Not like seventh house here. Not this one. This is the seventh house, right? Not that one. Seventh from Mars. So Mars in the fourth house. So seventh from that house would be second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, right here. This is the seventh from Mars. So these should be understood to actually interpret this aspect thing in astrology. So if you have some planet, let me explain this again. If you have some planet over here, let's say you have Saturn here. Saturn, right? And Saturn, we have to find sixth from Saturn. Sixth from Saturn. So sixth would be this house, right? But we don't need that house. We need sixth house from Saturn. What is the sixth house from Saturn? Can you guess? What is the sixth house from Saturn? This is second house from Saturn. Third house from Saturn. Fourth house from Saturn. 5th house from Saturn. 6th house from Saturn is this one. This actually 12th house. Now you get the picture. So this is how we say third from like which house from which planet. So we need to know this definition, like this way of knowing to understand aspect and aspect. So we know in astrology, we say if you have sun somewhere, or let's say in this particular chart you have sun in the first house. So we know sun has effect on the first house, right? Sun, because sun is actually in the first house, right? That is what we know. But in astrology, you have these aspects, or you say effect, on not only the place that sun is on, but sun, the particular this planet sun have effect from third from that house. From what house? Where the sun is posited already. So sun is posited already on the first house, but sun has effect on third from that house. So what is third from that? Second from that house, third from that house. So this house. So even though sun is in on the first house, it has some partial effect, not 100%. 100% effect is on the first house because sun is on the first house. But it has, let's say, 50% effect. Alright, some astrologers say different percentages, etc. But you should know basic stuff. What is basic? Sun is not only on the first house. It has effect on these houses. What houses? Third from that position. So this is actually the third house. 7th from that position. So this is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th on this house. And 10th from that position. So this is 8, 9, 10 from this position. So actually your sun, in anyone's sun, would be somewhere else on the first house, or on the second house, or any of the 12 houses. But sun, you should know, sun is not only having effect on the posited house. It has effect from third from that house. So that is actually the third house. So if this individual, if you have sun on the first house, you have sun's effect on the third house. You have sun's effect on the 7th house. You have sun's effect on the 10th house. Now this is how we interpret aspects. So this is not, now you see the big picture, right? Now you see the whole picture. What do you see? You might see in a particular chart, right, sun on the first house. That is only what you see. But as astrologers, we see if you have sun on the first house, sun is actually partially affecting here. Sun is actually partially affecting here. Sun is actually partially affecting here. So this is just sun. This is just sun. Like astrology, being an astrologer is not easy. This is just sun. You have Saturn aspecting like that. You have Mars aspecting like that. So every planet, I don't believe in Rahu and Ketu because they are two positions, right? So position don't aspect. As most of the astrologers, ancient astrologers, they don't believe in aspects of Rahu and Ketu. Newer astrologers, they say they aspect too. That forget about that. We have, other than that Rahu and Ketu, we have 7 planets, right? Those 7 planets have aspects. So reading a chart, it's not easy. You have sun here, but you have sun everywhere. I mean, 3 more positions sun's affecting. You know what I mean? So we say Saturn again aspects the something like this, 3rd, 7th, 10th. So if you have Saturn, let's say here in an individual chart, so it's 4th house, right? Saturn is on the 4th house. But Saturn is not only on the 4th house. Saturn is 3rd from the 4th house. What is 3rd from the 4th house? This is 2nd from the 4th house, 3rd from the 4th house. So actually Saturn, in this individual Saturn, actually it's on the 4th house, but is aspecting the 6th house. So when we say something about the 6th house, we should take into account that Saturn is aspecting it. Whether there is no planet or have planet, we don't care. You know how, now do you understand how astrology works? Let's say, so Saturn is aspecting the 6th house. So Saturn is aspecting actually the 7th from that house. 7th from that house is this house. Now what do you see? Now what do you see? Now these two lines interchanged. You know what I mean? No, so Saturn is aspecting 7th from, so this is 3rd from Saturn. So 7th is 4th from Saturn. 8th is 5th from Saturn. 6th from Saturn. 7th from Saturn is 10th house. 8th from Saturn is 11th house. 9th from Saturn is 12th house. 10th from Saturn is 1st house. So Saturn aspect the 1st house. So actually Saturn aspects Sun. Saturn aspects Sun. So that's a different kind of interpretation in astrology. So when Saturn, in this case, Saturn doesn't aspect the 7th house. But you heard in astrologers, they say if you have Saturn somewhere, if you have on the 1st house Saturn, so Saturn aspects where? From the 1st house. You can say 3rd, 7th, 10th. So if you have something on the 1st house, 3rd would be here, 7th would be here, 10th would be here. So Saturn aspecting all this. So Saturn aspecting the 7th house, that makes that individual's marriage late. So that is how we say such things, aspects. It's not only Saturn is on some particular house. You know what I mean? So if you put something, so look at this big chart I drew. So 10th house, you have, so look at this 10th house. You have Sun's effect. There's no planets on the 10th house. I didn't draw any planets. Let's say there's no planets. Every other planet is somewhere else. Let's assume that way. But 10th house, even though you don't find any planets, you have effect from Sun, you have effect from Saturn. So now you should see how much complex defining a chart would be. Like even though there are planets, it's not only on that position. It has so many effects from that position. So if you have so many planets, let's say, let me fill up this chart. Let's say this red is Mars. So if you have Mars, actually, let's say this Mars is on the 2nd house. We say Mars is aspecting 4th from that position, 7th from that position, 8th from that position. These are defined theorems in astrology. Mars aspects 4th, 7th, 8th. And Buddha or Mercury, you say. Mercury also aspects such positions. Let me write the whole thing here. That way it will be easy. So let me erase this one. So we say so Mars is aspecting 4th, 7th, 8th. So if you have Mars on the 2nd house, Mars is aspecting 4th from that house. What is the 4th from 2nd house? Can you guess the answer? So Mars is here actually, 2nd house. So what is the 4th from that position? This is 2nd from that position, 3rd from that position, 4th from that position. So that is actually the 5th house. So 5th house Mars is aspecting. And 7th from that position. So 5th, 6th from that position. This is 4th from that position. 5th from that position is this one. 6th from that position is this one. 7th from that position is 8th. So Mars is aspecting the 8th house. And also Mars is aspecting the 8th from that position. So that is actually 9th house. Do you understand? So this is 2nd from Mars, 3rd from Mars, 4th from Mars. So this is actually aspecting. 5th from Mars is not aspecting. 6th from Mars is not aspecting. 7th from Mars again aspecting. Alright, again aspecting. And also 8th from Mars. Again this one is aspecting. That is why I covered from red red lines. So now you see, even though Mars is on the second house, it has effect on all these houses that I drew. On actually, in this case, 5th house, 8th house, 9th house. All these houses, you can't just say there's no planets and there's nothing happening here. You know what I mean? There is Mars aspecting it. So when Mars aspecting a certain house, let's say you have Mars here. If you have again a horoscope, if you have Mars here, so you have this is the horoscope. So what is Mars aspecting? Tell me. So this is the 4th house, right? So 4th from the 4th house. What is 4th from the 4th house? That is actually 7th house. Why? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, right? And 7th from that house. This is 5th, 6th, 7th, this house. And 8th, this house. So actually, Mars, when Mars is posited on the 4th house, it aspects, if you have Mars in 4th house, 7th house, 10th house and 11th house. When Mars aspect the 7th house, you have quarrels or fights between your partner. That's how you say it. Or something like Mars aspecting several planets, several houses. The interpretation, the definitions would be different. Mars is actually the soldier, right? It has even like when you have Mars on some place, when that planet aspects some place, you always find chaos or fights, on that particular house representation. So first, the 7th house would be your marriage, your partner. So if you Mars aspecting that one, that might have fights between your partner. So you have so many. So that's how we interpret this thing. All right. So what happens? Mars. Let's say Mars is on the 1st house. What is the houses it aspects? Can you tell me? Mars aspects 4th, 7th, 8th. So 4th from 1st house would be what? This one. 7th from 1st house would be what? This one. 8th from 1st house would be what? This one. That is how we. So Mars, even though Mars is on the 1st house, Mars has effect on the 4th house, 7th house, 8th house. That is how we know. That is how we define this thing. So it's not easy. So for example, you have 7 planets aspecting, not including Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu doesn't have aspects. So if you don't regard Rahu and Ketu, you have seven planets aspecting. So this is Mars. So you should know the other one. So Mercury. Mercury is aspecting again 4th, 7th and 8th. This is what Mercury aspects. So if you have Mercury, let's say on the 11th house. So can you tell me what houses it aspects? It aspects or have effect on 4th from that position. So Mercury is actually on the 11th position. So you count 4 from that position. So this is 2nd from that position, 3rd from that position, 4th from that position. So actually Mercury aspects 2nd house. So actually Mars is there. So Mercury aspects Mars. That's how we have two definitions. Mercury aspecting the 2nd house and also Mercury aspecting Mars. So that both those two definitions are two different things. So that's how complex this is. So Mercury is aspecting not only the 4th from that, 7th from that. So this is 5th from that, 6th from that, 7th from that. This one. So actually this 7th from that position is easy. 7th from that position is straight away the opposite. Like if you have a straight line, the pole opposite would be the 7th. Let me put it here. 180 degrees. This is 7th. So sun 7th from sun is this one. Saturn, 7th from Saturn is this one. Right here. It is easy. So your marriage partner. So first house is you, right? And 7th from that house, your pole opposite. Who do you marry, right? That is your marriage partner. That is why this is 180 degrees apart. Your pole opposite character. That's how astrology interprets. Like it's a beautiful science behind it. So if you have Mercury here, Mercury aspects actually the 7th house and also the 8th from that position. So this is 7th. So 8th is actually this one. So look at how many planets have effect on several houses. For example, on the 5th house, you see red lines. That is Mars effect. Red is I drew red is Mars. So 5th house you have Mars, and you have green lines. Green is Mercury. So now you see, you don't see any planets on your 5th house, but you have effects from Mars and Mercury. So your 5th house, you don't have any planets, but you have Mars and Mercury aspecting it. So when Mars aspecting your 5th house, the interpretation is like your love life would be challenged. Your love life also, you might have like one loose connection, like one love connection would be destroyed or something, right? Your children would suffer, or you have a hard time having children or something. Mars, what it does, it breaks the thing. It have, so like it might give you challenges, chaos. Mars is this red planet that do like give you all sorts of problems, like especially fights, So 5th house Mars aspecting, this is challenged. So even though your 5th house doesn't have any planets, a good astrologer, you should know that which is aspecting what house. So 5th house, even though you don't have planets, you have aspects, Mars and Mercury. But Mercury 5th aspect is good. 5th house, if Mercury aspects it, because 5th house is all about children, all about your education, your primary education. And 5th house, if Mercury is aspecting you, you might study hard, you might study well, you are like intelligent, you like studying, etc. You will get good children, etc. or whatever. Like it depends on the sign. It depends on Mars, Mercury's power. Like what power, like do they hold? Is Mars powerful? Is Mercury exalted, etc. That exalted Drushti, you call it Drushti. This is Drushti actually in Hindi, not Hindi, like Indian. Drushti. So Drushti. So we call this is Drushti. So you see. So actually Mars sees the 5th house. Mars sees the 8th house. Mars, let me draw like this. Mars sees this one. Mars sees this one. Mars sees this one. 4th, 7th, 8th from Mars. It sees that. It gives that energy. It doesn't have only the energy he on that position. He sees that thing. It's like a chess game. The several thing, like knight can jump from like that L shape, like that. So Mars, Mercury, they can see 4th, 7th, 8th from that position. So this is the definition of astrology. This is how we define. So this is how we interpret this one. So not only Mercury. So I told you Sun, you have Moon. So Moon, what color do I use here? So Moon, I could use black, just black maybe. So Moon, if you have Moon, let me purple. So Moon, it also aspects 3rd, 7th, 10th. So Moon, Sun, Saturn, this is Saturn actually. All right, this is Saturn. Saturn, Sun. All aspect 3rd, 7th, 10th. I should have written in the on the same place. 3rd, 7th, 10th. Right? And Mars, Mercury aspects 4th, 7th, 8th. Mars, Mercury. So let's say Moon is actually Moon with Saturn on this horoscope. So Moon actually again aspect this house. Like, let me draw in angles. That way it is easy. So Moon aspecting 3rd from that position. So this is 2nd, 3rd, right? So 3rd from that, 7th from that position is actually this Sun. 10th house. And also 10th from that position. So that is actually this house, 1st house. So Moon aspecting all these houses. So now you should understand, looking at a horoscope, it's so much hard. It's so much hard. People say this is like straight up, simple. Times 1. So actually in horoscope, actually you have 12 factorial. This is my knowledge. 12 factorial. 12 factorial is 12 times, 11 times, 10 times, you go on till 1. It might be a large number. It might be like 12 factorial is actually, let me calculate it for you. 12 factorial. 12 factorial would be, oh my god, 400,079. No, oh my god, that is so big. So I mean, that's not like that much. Like 1,000. Let's say 1,000. You have 1,000 things you have on your mind. So when I look at a horoscope, when I see all these planets, it's not like Sun is on the 1st house. Sun is aspecting the 3rd house. Sun is aspecting the 7th house. So I should remember, I should have that picture on my head. You see only the horoscope. What do you see? So in this case, let me draw it for you. What I see. So what the customer brings. The customer brings, this is a chart. In our horoscope, you have, Sun is in here, Mars is here, Mercury is here, Moon, Saturn is here. What else? That's the only thing we talked about, right? Moon, Saturn is here. Yeah. So this is what I see. So in my mind, I should know what I should know. I should know Sun is actually looking at here. Sun is here. Sun is actually here. Moon and Saturn, they are looking at here. They are looking at here. They are looking at actually this one. Mars is looking at 4th from that position. That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And 7th. And 8th. And Mercury is looking at 4th from that position. So that is Mars. 7th from that position. 5th house. 8th from that position. 6th house. I see all these things when I look at a horoscope. So 12 times. So these are like 12 houses. 12 houses. And every planet has so many different things. So when being astrology, it's so damn difficult. You should be a mathematician, some sort. Because when you solve a hard problem, like a math problem, you have so many bunch of equations you running on your head, and you should get the final answer. So it's like let me explain it to you. Like, so the 1st house, you have Sun. Let's say Sun is in Leo. So Sun Leo, you should know what is Sun Leo representing. What is Sun on the 1st house? What is Sun on the 1st house? And what is Moon aspecting the 1st house? So you have Moon energy on your 1st house. Saturn aspecting the 1st house. You have Saturn energy on your 1st house. And what is Moon aspecting Sun? That is, you should know. What is Saturn aspecting Sun? So you should know that too. So this is Saturn. So Saturn aspecting Sun. What is the combination? What does happen? And what is the condition of Moon? So if this is Leo, what is this sign? Leo, Virgo. What is this? Libra. What is this? What is this? Scorpio. This is Scorpio. Scorpio Moon is debilitated. So Moon here debilitated. Saturn is not debilitated, but it's enemy, I would assume. Saturn is, I think it's inimical sign. Or neutral or something. Right? So, debilitated Moon aspecting the Sun. That's a whole different ball game. So, you should debilitated Moon aspecting your ascendant. Aspecting the first house. This is ascendant. Debilitated Moon aspecting. Now you should see what I mean here. You have factorial 12. 12 times, 11 times, 10 times. That goes on and on and on. You should, this horoscope, looking at horoscope, so damn hard. So that is why actually you should, I mean, you can actually read your own horoscope, but to get a precise thing, you should actually consult a good astrologer. That's what I would assume, because I acquired this knowledge actually after like 10 plus years. So I'm like 29 now. So actually from 16 years, I'm reading astrological books, etc. I'm looking at like personalities, celebrities, and doing these charts and over and over again to make sure this is correct. So in my own life, I put to this my horoscope, looking at my life going back. So this is so damn difficult. So what I want to prove here, I just want you to understand what are aspects. It's not like Jyotish or astrology. It's not like just looking at a chart, looking at this, some planets and like this is what happened. No, should know all this. Like then if this planet is on several nakshatras, we call it. Like so Leo sign. So this is Leo, right? This is 30 degrees, right? But so several like every sign is divided to several other nakshatras, we call it. So these are like nakshatras. So you should know Sun is on Leo and in which nakshatra. So it nakshatra have a lord. So lord. So that lord also another planet. So Leo, actually Leo, I mean I can't remember what nakshatras are there. Let's say for example you have Venus and Mars. Like this nakshatra is there are 27 nakshatras. Right, I will explain to you in another video what are nakshatras. So there are 27 nakshatras, and this is one nakshatra that has that the lord is Venus. So Sun is in Leo and the nakshatra is Venus. So that's another interpretation. So you should actually, how to predict Sun, you should see Leo, Venus too. Not only sun, the aspects, also you have to see Venus. This is like so much go on and on and on. That is why I wrote this factorial 12. So this is a huge number, 479,000,000, something like this. So you basically, your head is a calculator when you see horoscopes. That's my freaking point here. So actually, let me. Is that all? Moon, Mercury, Saturn, Sun, Mars. So actually you have two more, Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter and Venus, I don't have room here. Let me put it here somewhere. So actually for that thing, let me draw another chart. So these are another different kind of aspects. Jupiter and Venus. These are angular aspects, they call it. Jupiter, let me draw it in green because it's actually greenish. Jupiter aspects 5th from that position, 7th from that position, 9th from that position. Alright, so let's say Jupiter is on the 7th house. So what is the 5th from 7th? You go 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So Jupiter aspecting this place. 7th from that, 6th, 7th, this place. And 9th, 8th, 9th. So even though Jupiter is on the 7th house, it aspects here. It affects this house, and this house. So that's why Jupiter is so huge planet in astrology. Venus too. A powerful Jupiter. Let's say Jupiter in your horoscope, you have Sagittarius Jupiter or Pisces. These are Jupiter's own rashis. Or exalted sign would be Kataka, that was Cancer. Even Cancer, Jupiter. All these are Jupiter is powerful. So when a Jupiter is powerful on some Rashi and it aspects this house, that particular sign is powerful too. You know how does this go? That particular sign is powerful. Not only Jupiter is Sagittarius, so let's say this is 7th house in this individual. 7th house is powerful, but also 11th house is powerful too. Why? Because of Jupiter. Because of Jupiter. Your Lagna is powerful. Why? Because of Jupiter. Jupiter aspecting it. Your 3rd house is powerful too. Why? Jupiter aspecting. Because you have a powerful Jupiter. Let's say you have a debilitated Jupiter or bad Jupiter. Then this would not be the case. It is the opposite. I mean, Jupiter's aspects are not that bad, but Moon is debilitated and aspecting. You have several bad things happening on that houses. If you have some other planet debilitated, especially Mars. If you have Mars, let's say Mars again. What is Mars? Mars is debilitated. Let's say this is Cancer. Mars is debilitated on the 4th house, right? So this is Mars is on the 1st house debilitated. So what happens? Let's say Mars is on the 1st house. So this is Cancer, right? So Cancer, Mars is debilitated, right? So Mars is aspecting what house? 4th from that house, right? 7th from that house, 8th from that house. What is 4th from the 1st house? This is 1st house. 4th from the 1st house? 2nd, 3rd, 4th. 4th house. So let's say Mars is debilitated. So that is a bad Mars. Debilitated Mars, right? Mars is aspecting the 7th from that house. So that is actually 7th house. And 8th from that house, that is actually 8th house. So when Mars, let's say on the 1st house, and it's debilitated, so that is 0 per weak Mars. Weak Mars aspecting the 4th house, that will destroy your relationship with your mother. This 4th house is mother. Or your like the place you are born, right? 7th house is your marriage. So you have collisions or chaos with your partner. So that is Mars aspecting the 7th house, right? And 8th house is your longevity, your the place of death. So Mars aspecting the 8th house, that's accidental prone accidents, etc. So my point is, when Mars, any planet debilitated aspect is bad, but Jupiter aspecting good places, that is incredible. So let's say Jupiter is on the 7th house, right? But let's say Jupiter is actually here on the 6th house. So then Jupiter would aspect which places? Jupiter is aspecting 5th, 7th, 9th. So Jupiter is, let's say Jupiter is this one, not this one, alright? let's say Jupiter is on the sixth house. This is sixth house. So what is Jupiter aspecting now? It aspects fifth from that place. So seventh is this one. So actually seventh is 12th house, right? So 12th house because second, third, fourth, fifth. So actually this is 10th house Jupiter aspecting, 6th, 7th, 12th house is aspecting, and 9th. This 7th, 8th, 9th. So second house is aspecting. So Jupiter is aspecting 10th, 12th, and 2nd. Powerful Jupiter. Let's say Jupiter is in Sagittarius here. So this is Cancer. So what is this one? So Cancer? This would be Leo. Hari? Leo. This is Virgo. This is Libra. This is what do you call it? Scorpio. This is Sagittarius. So this is Sagittarius Jupiter right here. 6,000 Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, powerful Jupiter aspecting the 10th house. Your career would be quite of like perfect. Like you would do a like end up in a so much higher position. Like let's say a CEO or something. Like you would have a like successful career, right? And 12th house, that is actually the house of travels. So you would go on foreign journeys or etc. Like you will be successful with foreign connections etc. 12th house is that, and also that will lessen your expenditure, right? And second house is your wealth. The wealth when you are born, you would have so many things when you are born, especially the powerful Jupiter aspecting the second house. The second house is powerful. Your speech is, wonderful. You have like good words, etc. You have intellectual speech, and you would have a good family when you are born. So my point is, every planet. So what is Jupiter doing in the 12th house? So that is aspecting. Now you understand what happens. Jupiter is actually on the sixth house. Sixth house Jupiter. That's so sixth house powerful. You would be so healthy. You would have so many good friends. You would defeat your enemies, etc. Right? So that is the sixth house interpretation. Jupiter powerful. But it's not only sixth house Jupiter affecting. Mars. What is Mars on the first house doing? Mars on the first house, you will again be aggressive. You would go and hit people. Like not actually like hitting. I mean, Mars on the first house, that person is like their head. First house is the head. Their head is always boiling. Especially debilitated Mars on the first house. That's like always trying to attack another person. Like trying to see something bad, something wrong in another person, and always be in conflict. Even Mars aspecting the first house, that is the case. That those people are aggressive, like go defeat people. Have this Mars energy in your head always. So that is the Mars debilitated first house. But that's not only that. Mars is aspecting the fourth house. So that is, you have this fourth house definition. Seventh house aspecting Mars aspecting seventh house. You have seventh house definition. You have eighth house, Mars aspecting the eighth house. You have eighth house, you should see. So this is how you interpret astrology. All right. So that's not only this is Mars, right? So you have Venus too. Let me erase this thing. So if you have, let's say this, you have something like Venus. Let me erase everything here. So Jupiter is expecting this one, and you have let's say Venus. So Venus would be, let's say this is sky blue. So Venus also aspecting 5th, 7th, 9th. So if you have Venus on the first house, what is it aspecting? 5th from that position. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. 7th from that position. 9th from that position. So actually Venus is, even though it's on the first house, it aspects all these houses. You know? So this is how you interpret this. This is how you see astrology. Not only Venus on the first house. Venus aspecting all these houses. So put every planet on a horoscope like this. Like that then it might be so crucial. So that is how you let me put some other planets here. So if you have Sun here, Sun. What is Sun aspecting? 3rd, 7th, 10th. So 3rd from this here. 7th from this here. 10th from this here. So what is Mars? Let's say Mars is on the 4th house. So Mars aspecting 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. This one. 7th. That is actually the polar opposite. And 8th. And you have, let's say, Mercury on the 2nd house. Mercury aspecting 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. This one. 7th. Polar opposite. This one. 8th. So now you got the point, right? So the Jupiter is actually another one. Jupiter is 10th house. Let's say this is 10th house. So 10th house Jupiter aspecting 5th, 7th, 9th. So 5th house is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. This one. 7th is 6th, 7th. This one. And 8th would be 9th would be this one. So look, this is like a so every house has effect. So now even though planets, so let me make it clear. Mercury was here, Venus was here, Saturn was here, Sun was here, Mars was here, right? So you might have another different planets, right? You might add let's say you would add what else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have Moon. Let's say Moon is on the again first house. Moon is aspecting 3rd. So actually this one. Moon is aspecting 7th. This one. Like this one. And 10th. This one. Right? So this is only several planets. Now, is there any house that is empty? I mean, not with planets, with aspects. No, everything is crossed out, right? Every house is crossed out. So that is how we interpret, like we see a horoscope. This is not like so the normal horoscope in this individual would be written as this one. Let me draw it here to your understanding. This is the normal horoscope you see. Venus, Moon, Mercury, Sun, Mars, Saturn, right? You have other planets too. So these are empty. This is 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 empty. But it's not actually empty because several other planets are aspecting that house. So this is aspects. My point is, I just wanted to make sure that you know what is aspecting, what is aspects, and you should know how to deal with it. I don't want you to be understand and like interpret your own horoscope like this, but I just want you to make sure that you know astrology. This is how hard it is. It's not like easy. This planet is this house and that's the case. No. So you have Mars is aspecting 4th, 7th, 8th. Actually Mercury is also 4th, 7th, 8th. Right? Mars, Mercury, the same thing. 4th, 7th, 8th. And Sun, Saturn, Moon, all 7th, 3rd, 7th, 10th. third 3, 7, 10, 3, 7, 10. All these are 3, 7, 10. These are like so, and also you have Jupiter and Venus. Those are 5, 7, 9, 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th. So what you can see, Rahu and Ketu, they don't have aspects. They don't aspect. So if you have Rahu here, this is the only place you have Rahu, right? And if you have another planet with Rahu, so then energy would be combined, but Rahu is aspecting only that place. Ketu is also. So Rahu and Ketu, they don't have aspects, but all other planets, they have aspects. So this is what I want to explain it to you. So let me teach you another thing on the next lesson. That I am planning to get you every nine planets. No, actually 7 planets, like Moon to Saturn, every planet other than Rahu and Ketu. What they do in each houses and what they do in each signs. And so, and also I would explain you what would happen, what if a planet aspect that house and that planet too in that house. So that would be a 9 like 7 videos, one by one. Moon, Sun, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, Sun, etc. Like if we go through those, I would say you have a relatively good enough knowledge to interpret your own horoscope, I would assume. All right. So this is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will come up with another one.